It happened again. The Knicks were rejected again. Once again by the Dallas Mavericks and also by the Milwaukee Bucks. They had to pivot and change their direction. And now they are planning to hire a new assistant coach in response to this. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications on as well too. If you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to hit that subscribe button. And now, let's get started. The Knicks were rejected again by the Mavericks. The Knicks' search for a top assistant coach is actually going in the same way that their search for a new head coach went. Initially, the Knicks tried to steal another team's head coach, and they were rejected a number of times. And now, this time around, the Knicks tried to steal a Mavericks key assistant coach, and they were rejected again. Let's go ahead and break down all of these latest reports today. Shout out to Steph Bondy with the New York Post for giving us this following information. As you can see here, the Knicks were denied permission by the Mavericks to interview Jay Triano for their associate head coach / offensive coordinator position. Looking into this report a little bit further, we have the following information. Knicks denied by the Mavericks again as Jay Triano request gets shut down. According to Steph Bondy, he states the following on why the Knicks tried to add Jay Triano to this Knicks coaching staff. According to him, he would have been a natural fit after serving as Brown's top assistant and offensive coordinator in Sacramento last season. Triano has been an assistant coach in the NBA since 2002, spending time with the Phoenix Suns, Toronto Raptors, Charlotte Hornets, Sacramento Kings, and now the Dallas Mavericks. Per Bondy, the timing of the Knicks played a factor in the Mavericks' decision. Triano was hired by the Mavericks just last month. New York was also denied permission from the New Orleans Pelicans to interview James Borrego for that exact same position. This now marks the second instance the Mavericks have denied the Knicks permission to speak with one of their coaches. Upon firing Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks immediately requested permission to speak with Jason Kidd, but ultimately they were denied. Dallas really doesn't like the Knicks, right? All requests denied. Nico Harrison is not playing. The only way there's going to be change is if he wants change. And clearly right now, he wants no change as part of his coaching staff. Whoever he wants there, he's going to have there. And it's too bad for the Knicks. However, the Mavericks were not the only team to reject the Knicks. As mentioned earlier, the Milwaukee Bucks also rejected the Knicks' request to interview one of their assistant coaches in Darvin Ham. Shout out to NBA insider Jake Fisher and Mark Stein for giving us this following information. And shout out to the Daily Knicks for breaking all of this down for us. According to them, amid the hiring spree, the Milwaukee Bucks are refusing to let the Knicks interview Darvin Ham for a lead assistant's role on Mike Brown's coaching staff. According to Jake Fisher, writing for the Stein line, as reported on by the Daily Knicks, even though the Milwaukee Bucks are happy to allow Darvin Ham to interview for a head coach vacancy, they have not granted permission to speak with the Knicks for what they think is a lateral move. In other words, they would let him interview for a head coaching role, but not what they think is a lateral move. And that's why they rejected the Knicks' request to interview him at all. And as we mentioned earlier, the New Orleans Pelicans did the exact same thing when the Knicks tried to interview their top assistant in James Borrego. So if you're keeping score over there at home, the Knicks have been rejected by the New Orleans Pelicans, the Dallas Mavericks, and most recently, the Milwaukee Bucks. They have been denied access to interview any one of those assistant coaches for those organizations. So your next question is probably, where do the Knicks go from here? Who else are they looking at to potentially add to Mike Brown's coaching staff? Well, thankfully, we have more updates on this situation. Shout out to James L. Edwards of The Athletic for giving us this following information on where the Knicks are right now in their search for their next assistant coach. According to him, sources say the Knicks have 2 seats that he can fill. Brown says that him and Leon Rose are going to do it together. It sounds like a lot of people from Thibs' staff are going to be back. A lot of them are here in Vegas. So clearly, the Knicks have plans to fill in those vacancies on Mike Brown's coaching staff. And thankfully, we already have some updates on what the Knicks plan to do. According to Fred Katz of The Athletic, the Knicks already plan to hire a former Sacramento assistant coach and add them to Mike Brown's coaching staff. Let's break down that latest report today as well, too. According to Fred Katz, the Knicks plan to add former Kings assistant Riccardo Fois to Mike Brown's coaching staff. Fois is sitting with the Knicks contingent at their summer league game right now. Say what you want to say. Forced hire, the Knicks had to go in this direction because they were denied by multiple teams. Either way, Riccardo Fois is a great addition to this Knicks coaching staff. And the main reason for it is he has experience under Mike Brown. But there are other reasons why this is a good move by the Knicks. Let's break down exactly who Riccardo Fois is and what type of experience he's going to bring to this Knicks team. According to Fred Katz of The Athletic, and shout out to Sports Illustrated for breaking this down for us as well, too. The Knicks will add former Brown assistant Riccardo Fois to the coaching staff as he embarks on his first pressured pack year in Manhattan. Fois, 38 years old, previously worked under Mike Brown during his final hours leading the Sacramento Kings. And Katz mentioned that he is currently conspiring with Knicks management like Mike Brown and President Leon Rose while they're all in Las Vegas watching Summer League. Fois was also the director of player development when the Phoenix Suns made their run to the 2021 NBA Finals. And personally, he worked with current Knicks starter Mikal Bridges. According to Bridges, Riccardo is one of the most hardworking people I know. All he cares about is getting people better and winning. The best thing about him is he's an even greater person. He helped me a lot with developing my game and never letting me get too comfortable. Bringing on Fois is the next step of Mike Brown forming his Knicks staff, one that is said to be welcoming back Tom Thibodeau holdovers in Rick Brunson, Mark Bryant, Maurice Cheeks, and Darren Erman. While the Knicks are bringing on Fois, it does seem like he's not going to be the top assistant or lead assistant. That means the Knicks are still looking to fill that role. But this at least allows the Knicks to build their staff out and build the staff properly. Now we see Mike Brown adding his fingerprints to this coaching staff. Exactly what we want to see. We just don't want to see all Tom Thibodeau holdovers as part of the staff. We need to see Mike Brown people there as well, too. And Riccardo Fois, he's the first step in this initiative. Fois may have not been the Knicks' first option, but clearly he is respected by Mike Brown. He has experience under Brown, and that experience will help the Knicks. That's exactly the type of people you need as part of the coaching staff. Not only people that understand this team, but people that understand you. And as of right now, before the Knicks really even made this move, you could look to the Knicks coaching staff and really say, nobody on that coaching staff really understands Mike Brown. Not fully, until right now. Riccardo Fois, He changes all of that. He was with the Knicks in Summer League talking to Leon Rose and Mike Brown. That's very important for one main reason. When it comes to the assistant coaches, at least under Tom Thibodeau, I always felt they never had a prominent voice. But clearly, under Mike Brown, in the Mike Brown era, that is going to change. Assistant coaches, associate head coaches, they will be given power. They will be given an opportunity to do exactly what they're brought here to do exactly what they were hired to do. And not just them. Defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, they're going to have a job to do, and Mike Brown is going to make sure they do that job well. We already know Mike Brown does like to play fast, but how do you get to playing that fast? Especially if you don't really have the personnel to do it. You take the personnel you have and you get them into shape to play the way you want them to play. When we talk about practice, Mike Brown and his coaching staff, they will live in practice. They will practice a lot. It will be a lot of repetition. It will be very different than what Tom Thibodeau used to do with this team, even going into last season. But that's okay. We need change. We need a new voice. And we do need some things to be different. And Mike Brown, he is going to be doing all of that and more while speaking and communicating and working with the Knicks front office. All of that right there is a significant shift, something that the Knicks are not used to. But honestly, it's a welcome change and something I'm really looking forward to. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks getting rejected once again by the Dallas Mavericks? And not only them, the Milwaukee Bucks and the New Orleans Pelicans as well too. And because of all of this, it forced them a little bit to pivot and look at another assistant coach to add to this team. And as we just mentioned, the Knicks' plans are to hire former Sacramento Kings assistant coach Riccardo Fois and add him to Mike Brown's coaching staff. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.